Okay, here we go.
Alrighty, TechSimGaming here, back with another video. Today we are going to be doing some more work on the car. We're going to be taking these stock rims and we're going to be Plasti-Dipping them black. So we've got our Plasti-Dip product here in black. A couple other things you're going to need. Some good wheel cleaner. I'm using the Chemical Guys Diablo wheel cleaner, as well as some good tire shine products. So I've got the Chemical Guys tire shine as well. You're going to need some alcohol, and you're going to need something obviously to clean the wheels with and dry them. Got microfiber here. Got some paper towels, because that's what I'm going to be using to clean off the excess product with the alcohol with, and then a nice little applicator pad for the tire shine. So I've kind of already went through and cleaned and dried the wheel. That's kind of just stock things there. However you want to do that process, that's up to you. I'm going to now go through and take this paper towel, right, and get ready to clean the inside of the wheel. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put this tire shine on, so that when I put the tire shine on, tire shine is going to be used. Hey, you got some military people flying over right here. Thank you to all the great people that serve as a part of the military, protecting our country. Give them their respect as they go across. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the tire shine. Tire shine is going to be used to make sure that when you apply the Plasti-Dip, that it doesn't stick to the sidewall of your tire or on your tire. It'll peel off pretty well at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a good layer of tire shine here. Now that we've kind of got a good layer of tire shine, we're going to go back with this alcohol and kind of give the tire a good little clean here. Now that we've got that kind of there, I'm going to give one more wipe with the microfiber to kind of get off the excess lint and everything. And then the last step is we want to protect the inside brake caliper, brake assembly here. So we're going to take these plastic bags and kind of line them on the inside of the rim. By the way, I've heard people say to sit these inside of warm water for a little while. It helps it spray a little bit better. It's scorching hot outside right now, so I don't think that's necessary for me. If it is, then it comes back to haunt me. Well, that's the beauty of Plasti-Dip. It's not permanent, right? So let's go in with the first coat. They said the first two coats should be very light, right? So we're going to take two very light coats. Making sure that we give it about 10 to 15 minute drying periods in between, and then we'll go in after the second coat with heavier coats. You want 1 can per wheel. So let's start off with the first coat. Alright, so the goal of the first coat is not to blacken the wheel, right? But just to get coverage. So you want kind of like 50% coverage of the wheel on the first coat, and then another light coat. And then after that, you can go in with your heavy coats. So we're going to give this about 10 to 15 minutes to dry, and then we'll be back. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes now. So what you're going to want to look for is you want to make sure that this is dry to the touch. So this is getting pretty dry, but we're going to get this about 5 more minutes. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that it's dry to the touch. So you shouldn't see any wet spots, and you shouldn't feel any wet spots before you get ready to give your next coat. So this is pretty much dry. So in about 5 more minutes, we're going to be back, and we're going to go ahead and put on that next light coat. Alright, so I'm going to leave it just like that, and then again we're going to be back in another 15 minutes. So, alright, so the first two light coats are done. Now it's time for us to go in with a heavier coat now. So we really want to make sure that this coat is a lot heavier. Leave these heavier coats on for about 20 minutes. Leave those on for a little bit longer to make sure that they really dry. Alright, so now we're going to go in with a fairly heavy coat this time. Pretty heavy coat. Alright, you want to get close and make sure that coat gets good and wet on the surface. For another 20 minutes, and that gives us just enough for one good last coat. So we'll be back in 20 minutes and then we'll move on to the next one. All right, so I'm going to hit one more heavy coat on this in black. All right, I'm gonna let that dry, and then after that we're going to go over it with the clear coat. Now we're going to go ahead and hit this with one nice coat of flexible glossifier here from Plasti-Dip. Get a nice heavy coat here. I'm going to do one heavy coat because this is my first time doing it, so I don't want to go too heavy, because at some point I'm probably going to redo this now that I'm getting the hang of it and doing a little bit better. So I'm going to get one nice heavy coat here. Alright, so we're going to let that dry, and then we will get to the final product. So let that dry for a little and we'll be right back. Alright, so the last step is to get off all of the excess and go ahead and clean up your work here. So I'm going to take this paper towel and kind of go around the rim here. You'll see it start to roll up, and then you can start to just peel, just like this. So I'm going to pull these bags out as well. And there you kind of have it. That is my first attempt at Plasti-Dipping a wheel there. So again, this is the final product. I've already gone ahead and changed out the stem. I left the old stems on there, which were red, but they kind of turned black from spraying them. So I just flipped them and put some new ones in there. But here's the finished product. Let me know what you think. We'll be back at it. We'll have another video coming soon where I have to redo this at some point, and hopefully we can get it tightened up and, you know, get some better mechanics going. But this is the first try. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Appreciate it. See you in the next one. Cheers.